Hello everyone, I'm McKenna Traver. I usually write my blogs, but I wanted to do something different this time. So I decided to kind of step out of my comfort zone and do a video blog. So I hope y'all like it and I hope it touches y'all. So recently I'm about a week into it and still have 19 more days, but I'm doing a no makeup challenge with my friends Lizzie, Rebecca, Sydney, and Lindsay. And the point of it is basically to see like what different perspectives we get from Christ through it and just seeing how it affects us going through it. And honestly, it's been so difficult. I know it sounds so stupid because it's just makeup, but it just kind of puts things into perspective, and that's kind of what I want to talk about. It is so easy in this world to get caught up in what matters and what doesn't, and it's so easy to put your stock in everything that everyone's saying and talking about all the time, like her hair or makeup or clothes or how strong that person is or how good they are at their sport or singing. And it's just like it gets taken so far from what it should be, and it gets taken and put at the root of what matters, and that's not what matters. And so personally, I really struggled with my worth like recently because I had all my stock into volleyball, and I felt like that's what made me special. That's what made me important because that's what I had worked so hard at and that's what I was good at. And when I stopped it, it just kind of was like, what am I now? Like, what am I doing here now, God? Like, how are you gonna use me now? And honestly, I feel like by stopping that, He was saying, Kenna, I'm just getting started with you. Like, volleyball, it was great for the season that you had it in, but you're worth so much more than that. And I made it my idol, and I made it everything. I made it my identity. And so not having it, it made me realize that, and it made me really realize what my faith was truly in. And so if you're on social media at all, you obviously see so many teenagers, even adults, getting caught up in labels and beauty and what people look like, what they're good at. Like, that's what matters. Like, and they just see, like, everyone focuses on what's on the outside first. Like, when they see someone, they're like, wow, that person's beautiful, or wow, they have nice hair, or wow, they're strong, and it's just like we so easily get distracted from what matters. Like, I don't think that the creator of this world, who loves us deeply, would put us all here just to focus on the outside or just to focus on what our abilities, like what we're capable of. Like, that's so lame. Like, honestly, walking around the world just for those who are pretty or those who are good at sports or good at singing, like, that's so stupid. And it's honestly just petty. That's just a perfect way to say it. To think that that's your worth and that's what matters, and what people say about you is what matters. Like, you're literally shrinking everything God has for you, like, so small, and you're making your worth smaller, like, for yourself. Like, that's you doing that to yourself. And because it's your choice. What you choose to believe matters, and what you choose to believe defines you. And the only thing that truly defines you, and I promise you, is Christ, and that you're a child of God, and that you're beautifully and wonderfully made. And I know that sounds so cliche, but it is 100% truth. And I pray that you believe that, because that's true worth. True worth isn't how much makeup that girl's wearing and how pretty she looks with it. True worth isn't how strong that guy is and how great he is on the basketball court. Like, that's not worth. Like, that's awesome. Good for you, but that shouldn't define that person. That shouldn't make them who they are. Playing volleyball shouldn't have defined who I was, and it did define me, and I let that happen. And I just want to let you know, like, personally speaking, like, if you put your stock into something like that that's truly meaningless, like, I'm not saying if you're dedicated to something and you love it that's bad. Like, that's 100% great. Like, whatever you're doing, I pray that it's what Christ has put you here to do, and if you do that to glorify Him fully, that's 100% great. But I wasn't doing it for that reason. I was doing it for myself. I was doing it for others. Like, I thought I was doing it for Him, but He just revealed to me this summer that that's not it, and it's not what He put me here for. And I just want to say He has so much more for you. He has so much more for me. Like, I'm so thankful that he took that away from me. Like, that was like my number one thing in my life, and now I finally have him as my number one in my life, and he's finally cleared my vision of being able to see what truly matters. And this no makeup challenge, honestly, like, only being a week into it, like, I see myself and I see others so differently. Like, even just scrolling through Instagram, it's like you see the selfies and you see the senior photos, like all these nice pictures of people, and it's just like, you see, it makes me sad. Like, it breaks my heart, like, seeing people commenting like just all of these stupid, like, petty things, knowing like, oh, I'm never gonna be as pretty as her, or wow, why can't I look like this, or why can't I have this relationship, why don't I have a boyfriend, why don't I have a girlfriend. Like, you see all of these things and all these people comparing themselves to things that don't matter. Like, they're just shorting themselves of so much that God has for them. Like, I promise you, where you're at in your life right now, God has you there for 100%, like, specific reason. Whether you're in a terrible place or whether you're in a great place, be thankful for that, and I promise you, he will bless you for that. And I promise you, if you realize that who you are, how you're made, how you look, how you talk, how you act, like, if you're doing that all for the glory of Christ, that is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And I'm honestly thankful that we don't all look alike and that we don't all dress alike. Like, we watched this movie in Government the other day, and it was basically about everyone having equality, and anybody who was stronger had to wear these weights all the time. Any girls that were beautiful had to wear masks, and it was just like, really? Like, it was just, everybody was laughing at it because it was insane, and it's just like, God made you the way you are for a reason. Like, just because someone is good at this and you're not doesn't make them better than you. Like, that's how the world sees it. Like, they see athletes like LeBron James or Odell Beckham, like people like that. They're like, wow, those are amazing athletes. They're so much better than me. It's like, yes, they might be better at you than what they do, but that doesn't make them a better person than you. You might see models and you're like, wow, that girl's so pretty. Like, I look like a potato compared to her pretty much. And it's just like, no, like, God made you the way you are, and you're beautiful and you're amazing, and I'm sure you're a great person. Like, he made you that way specifically. He didn't make you that way to make you look in the mirror every day and say, wow, thanks, God. Like, how do you think that makes him feel? Like, he literally specifically designed every single part of you, like every single part, your weaknesses, your strengths, how you look, how your eye is shaped, like every single part of you. It's uniquely designed by him, and God does not make mistakes. He's never made a mistake. He never will. And I promise you, just because someone else doesn't see your worth, that will never take away from the worth that you truly hold, because no one can take away the worth that God has placed in each and every one of us. And I just want to read this from 1 Corinthians chapter 12, and it's basically talking about spiritual gifts. And it says, now there are different gifts, but the same Spirit. There are different ministries, but the same Lord. And there are different activities, but the same God is active in everyone and everything. So, and that was verse 4 through 6. But literally that's specifically addressing us. Like, I don't know what you're good at. I don't know who you are. I don't know what you look like. Like, you might be great at singing. You might be great at basketball. You might be great at baseball. But who knows what you're great at? You might be extremely smart. You might be great at math. I'm terrible at math. I've never been good at it. I have tutoring for it. Like, okay, that does not make me less of a person because of that. Like, I've accepted the fact that I have to work harder to be good at math, and someone else could just did my calculus homework. It was so easy. It's like, oh yeah, I was doing that for like 4 hours and I got a 50. Like, okay, like, just because that happens doesn't make me any less of a person. It just means that I don't have a strength in math, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, the way you're designed, it's still from the same God. Like, he gave you that for a specific reason. Like, we had a lady come speak at our school, and she mentioned something about being short in her speech, and that this super short girl, I think she was either 4'11" or 4'9", came up to her at the end and said, I used to hate myself for being short, but I was in a car accident, and if I would have been an inch taller, I would have died. Like, I know that's extremely dramatic, but it's like, God made you your height. God made you the way your body is formed. God made you the way you talk. God made you the way that you're blessed in. Like, whatever your spiritual gift is, like, in health, we, like, took the quiz, and, like, there's, like, mercy, there's being a servant, a leader, all this stuff, and, like, whatever your gift is, it doesn't make you more or less of a person. Like, everybody has their stock and their value in Christ, and to God, he sees us all beautifully and wonderfully made. Like, he's looking at us with our sin, with the sin we haven't even committed yet. He knows everything. He knows everything we think, everything we feel, and he's like, wow, I love them so much. And it makes me so happy, because we get so caught up in looking at each other from such a petty perspective of, wow, she's beautiful. Like, when he says beautiful, he doesn't mean like how you look. Like, he sees you at your worst and at your best, and he's like, wow, that person is beautiful inside and out, and I designed them that way, and I'm proud of that. And you should be proud of who you are, no matter how you look, no matter what your past is. Like, he helps you overcome that, and he has made you that way. And I just pray that you just let him glorify that through you, and let you just be joyful no matter who you are, what you do, or what you look like, because we only have one life. Like, I know they say, like, cats have 9 lives. Like, obviously that's not accurate. Don't test that. Cats don't have 9 lives. Neither do we. But so don't get caught up. Don't let Satan steal your joy. Don't let him take you off the plan that God has for you, the specific plan that God has for you, that he has for nobody else. The plan he has for you, nobody else on this earth has that plan. So it is your mission to follow him and seek him and follow through with that plan for as long as he keeps you here. And I just pray that the devil doesn't let you get caught up in the lies of what worth is defined as in the world, because the worth that God has given us is more than anything we could ever imagine. So just know that you are loved and you are beautiful, and I pray this blesses y'all. Thank you for watching.